Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Norma Odidi and I make videos about faith, love and general life. But don't tell anyone. Most of my videos are about relationships, love, marriage and stuff like that. Okay, so I feel like I've just been making videos with my husband or with other people and it feels a bit weird making this video by myself, but that's why the channel is titled Normal ODG. So yeah, I guess I just have to live with the decision that I've made. I'm just joking. Yes, my husband has been threatening me that we'll soon change the name of the channel. We'll soon become equal partners, co-partners. Anyway, joke aside, so for today's video we're going to be talking about some things that I feel young ladies out there should know, those that are aspiring to be pastors' wives or see pastors and just admire them, and have a crush on them. I want to date them and marry them and stuff like that. Those young ladies out there who are aspiring mommy GOs, because I've been in that position before. So quick backstory, I don't know, I think ever since I was like 16 years old, I used to say, oh, I want to marry a pastor, I want to marry a pastor, things like that. I don't know where that thought came from. I don't even know how. And that was how I kept on going with that sentiment, And then in uni, once I just saw a man of God and like he knew how to preach, like he could give word and he was not bad on the eyes, that's it too. I was just asking, Lord, could this video, like I can't tell you how many men of God that I've put my, how do they say it, like I've targeted them. Yeah, I just had this thing for men of God, and I don't know why. So if you are a brother and you are not like seriously involved in church activity one way or the other, like I don't even look your side, like you get yeah, not to say that I've not had things to do with other guys, but I just got to, there was a certain point or level I got to where I was now not even considering anybody that was not seriously involved in either a Christian group or church, or things like that. So yeah, so in case you find yourself currently in that kind of situation, I'm just going to be giving you some tips, some things that I wish I knew, I wish someone had also told me about, before getting married to a pastor. So this is not a tell-all advice or anything like that, because I've only been married for 2 years and that's about the same time that I've been married to a pastor. So it's not as if I have all the experience in the world, but just at least just a little thing that I've been able to experience. So I want to just give you a heads up, so you know what you're getting into if you're currently in that situation. The first thing is get ready to become a public property. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you're the kind of person who you consider yourself an introvert, or you like to keep to yourself, you like your space, your this, your that, getting married to a pastor is going to erase all of that, because the pastor is like a people's person, and then by extension the pastor's wife and like the pastor's kids. So get ready to learn how to befriend a lot of people, like me now after service, I have to learn how to start greeting people, greeting members, oh hello, when you see them on the road. Like you can't just keep to yourself, you can't, because if not, people consider you a snob, and this is something that I'm still working on very much. But basically anything that has to do with your this, your that, your space, your this, just throw it out the window. And then even in public, you can't just behave anyhow. And one thing that my husband used to like always constantly tell me, because me sometimes forget to that I most likely look calm and gentle, but when I'm in the market, or in a public transport, and then maybe the driver or the market people are like trying to take advantage of me, my sparks can just begin to fly. My husband will just tell me, you don't know who is your member, watch how you behave outside. And it's so true. Like so many people that I don't even know them, I don't know their faces. They'll just see me on the road and say, ma, good afternoon, ma, oh hello, ma, I know your husband, and things like that. So that's something I have to constantly remind myself about anytime we're in public and I'm just tempted to spark or anything. And it has happened so many times. Some have seen me and paid my transport fare, some have seen us on the road and like lent us a helping hand, maybe where we needed help or something like that. So yes, just get ready basically to become public property, you and your husband. So just start getting ready to share your time, your space, your home, everything. Just get ready to share with your church members. Not even just the way you talk, like even the way you dress. You can't dress in a certain kind of way. You can't go to certain places. Like, see, basically there will just be a change of lifestyle in general, the kind of things you post on social media, because your members, you're going to have the contacts of your members, so you're going to see your post, except maybe you want to live a double life and be blocking certain people from seeing certain things. But basically, just get ready for a general change in lifestyle. So another thing that I think is important for you to know is that you also need to carry your own fire. So I want to believe that if you say you want to get married to a pastor, you know what that entails now. Someone who loves the word, someone who loves to preach the word, someone who likes to pray, things like that. You too, you have to a certain extent, even if you don't necessarily want to go into ministry. But I don't know how it is in other denominations, but in the Anglican denomination, like once you get married to a pastor, automatically, like you are put in a position whereby you have to start ministering to women, young ladies, girls. And then I want to believe that also in other denominations, that even if you say you don't want to be involved in ministry, they may start giving you little positions or things like, oh, come and say opening prayer, or come and do this. People just start looking at you as someone in spiritual authority who can speak into their lives, who can minister to them. And yeah, people want to meet you for advice, young ladies. Even if you say you don't want to do ministry, they will meet you and say, oh, I need your help. So what will you do? So you have to carry your own fire. You also have to be hot, hot for Jesus. You may not be as hot as your husband, but at least these Christians, if you say you're a Christian, you have to be serious with it to an extent, okay? Yeah, so you have to carry on fire. And then also, if your husband is the kind of person that will like, oh, I want my wife to pray with me, to come and pray with me, or I want my wife to do this with me. If you're the kind of person who is not into us and stuff like that, you just find it frustrating and you find it weird and annoying, So yes, it's not enough to just see them from afar and admire them, but get ready to at least play some roles to support them in their ministry. Then the third thing that I think is important for you to know is that you're not going to live with the anointing 24/7, or how will I replace it? Like, be able to differentiate between spiritual gifts and spiritual fruits. This was so me. Like, the moment I just see that you can preach, you're on fire, you can prophesy, things like that, like, hey, I'm already swooning. I'm not under the anointing, but under charms. God help me. Eventually I got to realize that being a man of God, like, is even as you aspire to marry a man of God, make sure that person is a child of God deep down, okay? So realize that you're not going to live with a pastor. You're not going to live with his office 24/7. So in as much as he's charismatic on the pulpit, how is he like on a day-to-day basis? Is he the kind of person that he wants to be like the pastor or the GO in church, and he wants to like be the GO at home, like that kind of person that demands you treat them a certain kind of way, like they treat you like a subordinate when you guys are just relating on a normal level. Hey, is this person teachable? Is this somebody that's going to say, do you know why I'm a leader to hundreds or thousands of people, and then you are telling me this? No, you can't tell me anything. So this person, is he teachable? Is he humble? How does he treat you? Is he violent or abusive? Things like that. Basically, look out for character. Don't just say, oh, you're not marrying suits and tie and prophecy, and that's not what you're going to marry. That's not who you live with 24/7. Do you understand? So be able to differentiate. So in as much as you're being moved, by all the charisma and everything, make sure that you also has a good character. Yes. So what's the fourth thing I see? Let me go and check my phone. So, and then the last thing that I think, not the last thing, but another thing that I think is important for you to know is that if you say you want to get married to a pastor, look, you must either love people already, or you be ready to learn to love people. If that sentence is correct, like I don't have any experience, okay? I'm just like giving you tips and heads up. But something that I'm learning, I'm realizing that, see, it's not enough to come in front of people and talk to them, tell them what not to do, what to do. Like, you actually have to love them. Do you understand? Be patient, be willing to be there for them in any way that they need you. You don't need to sacrifice your time, your finances, if necessary. Be ready to learn how to be patient, because when you get into ministry, you are dealing with people, okay? People with flaws, like flesh and blood with flaws, okay? So you have to learn how to be patient, how to be loving, how to be friendly, how to smile. I used to hear stories, celebrities, when people come and say, oh, I had a bad experience with this celebrity. Maybe someone asked them to take a picture and then they are probably not in the mood. Like, nobody even cares about how they are feeling, you understand? So I'm just saying basically that just get ready to love people, because you're going to be dealing with people a lot. Yeah, and then lastly, that was supposed to be my last point, but let me just make this the last point, that be ready to make financial sacrifices, okay? When you're getting into ministry, realize that you're not getting into ministry for money, to make money out of it or to make wealth. So be ready to make some sacrifices. There may or may not be some times of financial strains, so be ready and be willing to deal with that. Realize at the end of the day that it's God you are serving. Whatever you are doing it for God. And if there's a need, it's God that you look up to provide that need, not men. Okay, yeah, so definitely enter into ministry with that mindset that God is your source, God is your provider, not men, not the people that you're serving, not the people that you're ministering to. God may use them to be a blessing to you at one point or the other, but ultimately they are not your source. God is your source. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed it so far, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the kind of content that you've seen on my channel so far. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.